What's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of Something Amazing. It's 2021 and we're going to kick the year off with the unboxing of the S21 Ultra 5G. Let's get into it. Just before we start off, a full disclaimer. We're not sponsored by Samsung, and this isn't a review that's sponsored by them as well. These are all our personal phones here at Something Amazing. So the first thing you're going to notice, obviously, with the S21 Ultra is the fact that the box is now a lot smaller. So if we compare it here to the S20 Ultra, there's obviously a significant decrease in size. And here we got the box from the S10 Plus, which was the previous year's flagship. And the reason for that is because this phone no longer comes with a battery charger or a battery brick, let's just call it that, because it does come with a cable, and it also does not come with headphones any longer.
What you talking about, Willis?
Okay, so once we open up the box, we obviously met with the new S21 Ultra. I'm just going to put this down one side for now, just to see what else we have inside the box. Down here we got your SIM removal tool, and on the inside here we just have a quick start guide, a warranty card, pamphlet advertising obviously Samsung Pay and Samsung Care Plus, and you get a USB Type C to Type C cable, and then on the inside of the box there's nothing else. So Samsung, obviously, it's a weird thing. They gave Apple a lot of flack earlier on, saying when they decided not to include chargers with their new devices, but then they seem just to follow suit as well. First impressions of the new phone, it looks quite beautiful. We've got here the Phantom Black, so let's do the inauguratory peel. That's the front screen. Take off the back, and then the last thing is obviously the one over the camera modules. So Samsung's got this new Phantom Black color. It's more of a matte finish, which is great because these two, the Samsung S20 Ultra Cosmic Grey and the S10 Plus, the back of these phones are actually fingerprint magnets. That's why I'm wearing gloves. At the back of the phone we obviously have this new camera module, which forms part of the aluminium border that goes around the phone, which is pretty cool. One benefit of this being aluminium, there was obviously an issue with the S20 Ultra because this is a glass camera module housing, and if you look at the side profile, these camera modules actually stick out from the phone. And an issue that arose with some users was the fact that this always will end up on a surface. So whenever you placing your phone down, etc., that will be the first contact point onto a surface. And then some individuals were getting cracked camera housings, and obviously Samsung was not replacing them under warranty, saying it was due to misuse, but this is actually was a very bad design. So on the new one we've got this aluminium camera housing, which is going to protect your cameras a lot more. And here the difference from the S20 Ultra to this is that now we have 4 different cameras. So you got your 108 megapixel camera, you got a 12 megapixel wide camera, and then you got 2 zoom lenses, the 100x zoom and 30x zoom. You got a flashlight here, and obviously the new live laser focus. So just on the camera point from the S20 Ultra, I feel the S20 Ultra was a rushed phone. The reason being, obviously, it's got a lot of new tech in terms of their cameras, but the focus on this was terrible. The 108 megapixel 8K wasn't really usable, and I feel like the S21 Ultra is basically fixing all the issues that the S20 Ultra had. I wasn't impressed with the S20 Ultra camera at all, and it's also one of the reasons I did not do a camera review of this phone. But if you'd like me to do S20 Ultra camera review or camera comparison when I'm doing a review of this S21 Ultra, comment down in the comment section down below, and yeah, that would be something interesting to look at, how they've improved from the S20 to the S21. The other thing is this has a much better screen. So the S20 Ultra, yes, it had a lot of issues, but one of the biggest things on this phone was the screen improvements. And obviously they came with the 120 hertz refresh rate, but that was only at full HD. Now on this phone, you've got 120 hertz refresh rate or an adaptive refresh rate, even at UHD. And on the S21 Ultra, it's the only one in the S21 range that actually comes with a UHD display, whereas in previous models, all phones in the lineup with the S10 and the S20 had UHD. Now the S21 and the S21 Plus only have full HD displays, which is weird, but these phones always come out of the box set standard as full HD, but I usually consume content at UHD or a much higher resolution because it just looks a lot better. At the front, we've got now obviously the single hole punch out front facing camera like it was on the S20 Ultra, and you've got now the same buttons, just a power button and a volume rocker on the right hand side, which they've improved from obviously from the S10 Plus, because the power button you had to reach all the way up there, which a lot of individuals do not like. So let's just power this on. Alright, so once we got the phone on, so this has quite a bright display, and it's also a much higher contrast display. So compared to the S20 Ultra, this has a 25% brighter display. Let's just turn this brightness up. And it's also got a 50% increase in contrast. So this, from a viewing standpoint, it's going to be a lot better. Now, one thing I noticed, and a lot of people don't notice when you move from one Samsung range to another, is the fact that Samsung just makes the best displays, and it's one of the main reasons I actually get Samsung phones. So this, if you use the S20 Ultra, after using S20 Ultra for about 2 weeks, this S10 Plus display, which is still a great phone by the way, I'm actually shooting this video on the S10 Plus as well, it just looks terrible. And I'm certain once I move to the S21 Ultra, the display on the S20 Ultra is also not going to look that great. Obviously this has the new higher refresh rate. Let's just go into display. So motion smoothness is set on adaptive already, and then screen resolution, so it comes out of the factory on full HD plus, so we're going to put it on obviously your WQHD plus, which is a resolution of 3200 by 1440. Apply, and then just make sure that this adaptive smoothness is still set. So the adaptive smoothness says battery. At times you will get full WQHD plus, sorry, with a refresh rate of 120 hertz, and it varies depending on what you're doing on the phone itself. At the bottom of the phone, we've got one speaker port here, and there's another speaker port at the top. You also got two mic ports here at the top, and they moved now the SIM card tray to the bottom, and you just got your USB Type-C. Once again, there is no 3.5 millimeter jack. This phone, with the SIM card tray moved to the bottom and it's no longer at the top. This is the first time on an S series phone you're not going to get an upgradable memory in the form of a SD card slot. So yeah, that's quite disappointing because I used to change my cards a lot on these phones as they filled up, but on this one you are stuck with this is a 256 gigabyte variant. There is going to be a 512 gig variant with 16 gigs of RAM. This has 12 gigs of RAM, but I'm not sure at what price point that's going to come in, because this is already sitting at around 28,000 Rand here in South Africa. It's actually quite beautiful. In comparison to the previous model, it's a little bit shorter than the S20 Ultra. The width is more or less the same, but the screen bezels are much better, so the display size is more or less the same. Let's just compare them. Let me unlock this. So that's a side-by-side comparison here with the S21 Ultra and here with the S20 Ultra. And when you compare the phone obviously to the S10 Plus, it is a lot bigger than the S10 Plus and a lot thicker like the S20 Ultra was. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to test out this phone. One thing from Samsung, as always, there was a lot of issues with the S20 Ultra last year. I pre-ordered this phone, but I only received it on the 25th of March, which, yeah, we did the claim for the buds, and now there's issues, and there's still issues, and I'm still waiting for the Galaxy Buds Plus on this phone. Also, as always, when Samsung launches their phones in stores and online, you can't purchase covers for them yet. So this phone, even though I only got it on the 25th of March, I only started using it in May because that's when the covers became available. And I wouldn't use one of these Samsung phones, especially with these extended camera bumps, without a cover. So I usually wait till the OEM Samsung hard covers or protective cases do come out, because that's going to protect your camera housing. Otherwise this become a risk point for damage for your phone. So I'm just going to wait and see until those housings do become available. But yeah, I'm excited to test this out. We will be bringing a review video of this phone down in the future, and we'll also be doing a camera comparison and a camera test. Yeah, with regards to the headphones, I'm probably going to get a USB Type-C to 3.5mm connector, or use the AKG headphones that came with the S20 Ultra. Reason being, the wireless buds, I've actually listened to the Galaxy Buds Plus and the Galaxy Buds Live, and I got the original Samsung Galaxy Buds. They're not that good. In terms of audio quality, mic quality, you can't beat a wired connection still. So I'm probably going to use my AKG headphones with the USB Type-C connection still on this device. But yeah, it seems a little bit smaller than the S20 Ultra, so day-to-day use in the hand, because this was quite big, but after a while you get used to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward for this to being my new daily driver. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. This Phantom Black is great, but yeah, dust. As I'm moving around and picking it up, it's picking up all the dust particles. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And yeah, let me know if you are interested in getting a S21 Ultra. I wouldn't advise getting a S20 Ultra because this is basically fixing everything that was wrong with this. And S10 Plus, still a great phone, by the way. I still use them a lot. I think this is still a great buy. But obviously you'll want the latest and greatest. Like with this phone, all 4 camera modules shoot at 4K, where 4K 60 frames per second, whereas even on the S20 Ultra you only had 4K 60 frames per second on your main camera. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down in the comment section, and we'll catch you in the next one.